What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. Of course, this is TWA Motorsports. We maybe should change the name to We Buy a Lot of Cars and Trucks Motorsports, because today, yes, we did buy something else. Now, why would we buy that? Well, guys, in a video a while back, I told you that we sold three, right? So we sold the two-tone Sierra, we sold the Suburban, we sold Kohen's NBS, the daily driver, the 2009 that he had, and he slid to the green truck, right? The green Sierra. And he's been driving that, no issues whatsoever. But guys, look, we're going into winter. I don't want that thing driven in winter. We're kind of tearing into the dually pretty deep as far as how nice we're thinking we're going to make it. And so not sure that he's going to want to drive that. And we're trying to work on it so he can't be driving it at the same time. So we needed a turd, let's call it. And I looked around, and guys, look, I looked at several things. I was looking at little square body S10s. I was looking at Sierra Silverados. I was looking at really nicer ones. You know, I told you in that video also kind of what I look for. No rust, no sunroofs, interiors that aren't trashed. So I found something. And it's not something I would normally buy because of the looks of it, but we're gonna like dig into that today and take care of some of the looks. Now, we're not blowing this thing apart and making a huge project out of it, but we're gonna make it look a little more modern than what it looks now, and just do a few upgrades. But the truck itself was purchased new by an older gentleman, I believe. The window sticker is actually in the glove box. But let's go out and take a look at what it is. We're gonna talk about kind of some of the stuff that I wanna do. I mean, it runs and drives great, and he's driving it. So on weekends, we're gonna try to do some little stuff. But like I said, guys, it's not gonna be anything like the Green Sierra or anything else that's going on in here. But let's go take a look at what it is, and you guys can decide for yourself. It's really kind of cold today. I probably should have a coat on. All right, so you guys saw in the last video on the dually, we got all the stickers off the side, and got the trim off and whatnot. The side steps, got new taillights. So that's kind of where we're at now. And the reason it's outside is because we're getting ready to pull this thing in. Like I said, we're gonna hammer out a few little things today on this. But yes, this is it, guys. It is a 1999, I believe it's a Mark III package is what they called this back in the day. So man, does it scream 90s, doesn't it? With the running boards that are molded to the side, those old fiberglass running boards, the bug shield on the front, not a fan. The big thick tonneau cover, the louvers on the lights, guys, the things on the window, like the vent visors on the window, and the wheels. I guess probably that screams the most 90s is the wheels. 16-inch Eagles. Yeah, it's stellar. But here's the deal, guys. I looked under this truck and it looks to be completely rust free. Now, when we pull, this is the plan, we're going to pull these little side step things off. And I know some of you are probably like, no, don't do that, it kind of fits. Well, look, we're just going to make it look a little nicer. You notice that it's missing some paint. This is a very common problem with GM vehicles. They miss the paint starts to peel off, and as a matter of fact, from the pinstripe up, a lot of the clear is gone. So we got the top that's peeling paint, we got the hood that's peeling paint. Honestly, the thing on the side, guys, I felt a little bad. This older lady who was selling it, her husband had just passed away. Super nice lady. She said my husband was a big Chiefs fan. I stuck this sticker on the side so you guys can see, and I actually got the sticker. I pulled it off there. It's right here. It's a Chiefs helmet that she had stuck on the side, and of course, with the quality of the paint back in the day, guys, it pulled the paint with it. So it's not a big deal, guys. We're not trying to make a perfect truck out of this. This is just solely meant for a daily driver. So but on the inside, it's got the dash cover, right? It's got the wood grain around the radio. Check out this seat. This seat is actually, guys, an OBS seat. You see the reclining option here. So this is like a custom leather or vinyl, probably more vinyl, honestly. But yeah, it's kind of weird to see an OBS seat in an NBS truck, but I guess maybe this was part of that conversion package. Now, this is the year where they did not have the door on this side. So I'm trying to fix this as we're going. There's no door on the driver's side, only on the passenger side. But yeah, it's kind of like a time capsule. It's got the earlier models had this fold out cup holder, it was just a really good driving 180,000 mile truck. I knew would be dependable. It's got the thing up here, the top console. It's got the compass mirror, temperature mirror. Guys, it's, you know, it's not a bad truck. And so I thought, you know what, this would be perfect. I'm not going to blow it apart and paint it, but we can make it look a little nicer, and it'll be a dependable daily driver for Kohen or me if I need to run and get something. But today, what are we going to do to it? Well, guys, we're going to start to take, like I said, these molded ground effects off. I'm just not a fan of them. Now, when we get them off, there could be rust under there. We may be putting them right back on. I don't know. But like I said, I crawled under this truck. It seemed to be pretty clean. I'm going to deal with the paint chips and whatnot. But yeah, we're going to take those off. I'm going to try to find a set of stock 20s to make it look a little more modern. And we're going to take the visor or the bug shield off the front. So just some like little things. And then on the back, guys, there's two tailgates. There's actually a tailgate in the back. You notice that this is a pewter tailgate, but apparently something got dropped on the original tailgate. And so it is back here. It's got the Chiefs logo on it too, but you can see how it's bent up there in the very top right hand corner. So yeah, I don't know exactly what's going to happen with that, but we're going to take the cover off, I believe. It just doesn't lend itself to haul very well when you have these covers on. If you want to put something taller in, it's just a real hassle. So I think we're going to pull that off as well. But guys, look, I bought this thing cheap. And when I say cheap, less than $5 grand is what I will have in this thing, or have in this thing. And so if I sell, I don't necessarily think the things on the side will sell, but I think the cover will sell, and I can sell the additional tailgate. I think we're going to take, I've got another set of lights, so we can take these lights out. Now, Kohen did make a comment, these aren't bad. So I don't know if he wants to take those out or not. We may do that last. We'll see what he thinks. But I got that other set that came in the dually that doesn't fit it, but would fit this. So let's get this thing in the shop, and let's start taking some of these ground effects off. I figured we'd start with something easy. Let's take the bug shield off. Look like self-tapping screws. That's kind of how they put these things on back in the day. Yeah. And I know a lot of people are probably thinking, man, why spend time on this truck? Well, we can make it look a little nicer without spending a bunch of money. Just spending a little time, you know, cleaning stuff. This thing, like I said, runs great. So let's make it look a little nicer. Now, I will tell you, I think the vent visors, like on the other side, I think we're gonna have a problem with those. I think they're gonna take some paint with them. Just, as long as they've probably been on there. I mean, this truck's a 99, so my guess is that was part of this package. And they're still like intact, you know. This guy has maintenance records and all that stuff on this truck, so it's kind of a, if the paint wasn't so bad, yeah, look at that. The clear looks really good on the leading edge of that. Look at the clear on the front. It's the clear's all intact where this was protecting it. I went ahead and wiped this off a little bit, but looks like we got a headlight that's jacked, which, guys, look, because Kohen's gonna be driving this thing at night, we'll probably upgrade to an LED headlight. After you've had LEDs, it's kind of like driving with a candle or a lantern. So, all right, so here's what I'm thinking. On these, like I said, I think we're gonna pull some paint, but I'm gonna go grab my heat gun. I think I can sneak this out without taking the mirror off. So I'm gonna go grab my heat gun. Let's heat this thing up, see if we can get it pretty warm, loosen up that two-sided tape that holds those on. But with the looks of this right here, all the clear being peeled, we're gonna peel some paint, I believe. So we're just using our heat gun to warm this up, and it's gonna take a little bit, guys. It's really cold out. This thing's been sitting out all night. So what I'll probably do is heat this up and then turn the camera back on when we start to pull this thing off. Now, guys, look, generally these things go in about 1,000 pieces when they're this old and brittle. So chances are, you might wear gloves because it will stab you and cut you, that is for sure. Okay, so this piece actually just popped off from touching it. You can see what I'm talking about, how they kind of will stab you. And the glue's not coming off quite like I thought it would. Ooh. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to wear some goggles. Yeah, it's pulling the paint. Well, it's not like it's gonna matter. We're gonna pull some paint off. Alright, let's go get some of our 3M adhesive remover and see if we can kind of soften this up before we grab our eraser wheel. And we're just going to run over this. This has years and years of grind. Golly, I hope I don't have to take the mirror off. And you want to try to stay off of this window trim because this eraser wheel will make a mess of that, that's for sure. Good night. Woo! Yeah, that's it's coming off. So I'll knock the rest of this off camera. You guys have seen me do this before, and I'll probably go ahead and do the other side. I'm gonna clay bar, try to get that little line off. Not like it matters, but you can see I got into this a couple spots. Just try to be careful. Took me a little longer on this side than I thought it would, but I did clay bar all the line off. And like I said, guys, you know, there's a spot right there where the paint's gone, but it, for the most part, got all the old stuff out of the way. So I cleaned the window. It's got some, looks like it's got some acid rain etching on it, but looks better than what it did. So here's what I'm thinking. Like I said, I'm gonna knock out the other side off camera, but I think we're gonna attempt to take the pinstripe off. I'm just gonna use my eraser wheel, and we're gonna go down the side, and I'll probably time lapse this, but let's see what happens. I know we're gonna blow some clear off. I know we're gonna blow some paint off, but I think I wanna take it off. yeah, took some paint off here, and it's funny because the clear is broken in between where the stripe was. So the stripe is two-piece, you know, the top and the bottom. The clear is broken in between, so you can't quite get all of it off. I tried to clay bar, you know, what I could off, but I think, guys, it looks a lot better without the pinstripe when you look down the side. So you guys saw what I did there. Same situation, excuse me, we'll knock that off camera. So, like I said, let me get the pinstripe at least off that other side. I want to go ahead and get this vent visor off. And then, guys, I think we're going to start to tackle, you know, this, I don't know, this kit on the bottom. There may be ginormous holes behind it. I know there's going to be holes in the fender. I just don't know about like the rockers and stuff. And my son actually asked, Kohen asked if it was lowered, but it's not. It's just, that's the look. It looks lowered because it's got those on it. But yeah, that's, I think, the next thing we're going to tackle. I've got this side completely finished. I haven't went to the other side, and the main reason, guys, is I'm dying to get these ground effects things off, and it's just making me crazy. I just want to do it. So it looks like it's a standard, what size is this? 3/8. But look, there's going to be holes in the body. There's just no way around it. But you can see we've got a 3/8 there, and it just kind of goes along the body here. You can see them there. It's just a piece of fiberglass. I may have to get a swivel, but what I think I'm going to do, and I noticed there's some going into the body. You know, that's just how it was made. So like down here, for instance, see that down there? That goes into the body. There's just, and I'm hoping they're just like a self-tapping screw. I think they probably are. But let's start taking these off, and I think we'll start back here in the back. Should be able to get to most of them. I'm gonna have to get on my creeper to get on the bottom side, but let's see what happens. Yep, self-tappers. Holy cow, there's only one, right? Holding all that together. Getting pretty loose. Make sure you don't put these under the tires. I think there's another one up there or something. Oh, yep. Hey, don't look like there's any rust there. There's gonna be holes in the body, but no rust, it looks like. Woo-wee! On off. Looks like we just put a lift kit on. I gotta get all these screws so I don't accidentally drive over them. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my clay bar and I'm gonna clean up these areas that this was all over. But yeah, it's not too bad. There's actually 3 holes back here. These are on the inner fender, so there's not as bad. And those, not too bad. You know what's crazy? Is that's some of the best paint on the truck is right there. Look at that. Oh, it looks so much better without those. Guys, I know this was probably cool back in the 90s, but by today's standards, it looks really, really dated. Let's continue. Let's get this one off. This one is a big piece. It goes, I think I'll probably start up front here and work my way back. lot more up here. Several more. Must be harder to hold these on. Woo, there's 3 here. I don't know what the heck this is. It's like a reinforcement. I have to get my jack. Yeah, there's some sort of reinforcement on the frame here. Oh, maybe it's not even hooked to it. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. So then, I got a few more. Oh my goodness. There's another couple in here somewhere. Oh, there's 3 back here. Missing 1 or 2 right here. Oh, maybe not. Okay. You can see what I'm talking about, that reinforcement for the step. Wow, that's a big piece. We got this side off. I want to show you guys these rockers. Look at that. That's just surface rust you're seeing. They're in pretty good shape. In fact, one of the best sets of rockers I've seen. But here's the situation. You could see where we had holes, right? They drilled holes to mount that stuff. So I'm wondering, you know, should I put some silicone maybe in those holes? I mean, I'm not gonna weld them up, right? So what do you guys think? Drop something in the comments and let me know what you think of these holes. Especially these ones here where you guys know this is so prone to rust, and it isn't gonna take it long, I don't think, but you know, what could I do aside from having them welded up, and then it's gonna need to be painted, or I could just, you know, maybe put some silicone in it. But I don't know. I wiped this all down. It had a bunch of dirt, but yeah, the rockers look great. So does the bed, obviously. So let's go knock the other side out. Well, that one came off pretty well too. So I'm gonna go ahead, clean up the dirt and junk, and then I don't know, we may have Kohen come out, and he's mowing right now. I don't know if you guys can hear him in the background, but I'm trying to chop up some leaves. But once I get this clean, I may move on to the taillights. I think I'm gonna make an executive decision on the taillights, and then I'll have to have him help me get this bed cover off. Well, I got majority of the side cleaned up, but I got Kohen stopped at a moment. Guys, look, we're gonna get this cover off, but I think there's normally there's a release in the front to take just the cover off, but I think we can take it off with the bracketry and all. There's only 4 clamps. You can see them over there. There's 1, 2, and then there's 2 here. I think if we get those clamps loose, I can lay this thing down and we could just pick the whole thing up and get it out of here. We got those 4 clamps in, I think if he gets on one side and I get on the other, we'll see if there's any more clamps I get. Get under it. It's gonna be heavy. Oh, it's just coming up. All right, I'm under mine. Got it? Just sitting in the scratch. Now we got that accomplished, and we got not a new set, but a pretty new set of taillights. Remember, we got these with a dually bed, and they don't fit the dually bed. So let's just swap them out so we get rid of this kind of 90s look. I think it'll look better anyway. I mean, those aren't not the worst thing I've ever seen, but they're also not the best. First time I've probably ever in my life not cleaned a taillight bucket, but I'm up against a time crunch. Kohen's getting ready to take this, and so I got to get it accomplished before he leaves. There we go. A little bit different setup here as far as the way they fit. All right. Yeah, these work. That looks way better, don't you think? I think so. So Kohen's weed eating, throwing rocks everywhere. Oh, those look good. Way better. Yeah. Knock this other one out. I wish I had a white tailgate. We pulled the other tailgate out of the back, but it's all been up. Looks terrible. We'll come back at a later date and kind of clean up the taillight buckets. Like I said, I'm just gonna time crunch here. Ooh. Guys, we're nearing the end of not only showing you our new truck, our new daily, but I think this is all I wanted to do today. We'll get it out where you can see it in the daylight and take a look at it. All right, we got it outside. We'll go look at it in just a second. But hey, I have a 90 starter pack right here, if anybody's interested. I'm gonna keep this stuff because I think somebody will buy it. Especially a guy that maybe has a bunch of rust they're trying to cover, right? I don't know, but it's a 90 starter pack, guys. I will even include this Kansas City Chiefs sticker right there. All right, hit me up. Anyway, okay, so like I said, Kohen's out here trying to clean up some leaves, but what a huge difference in just a few hours, guys. We were able to get all the stuff off the side, get all the old dirt cleaned off. Obviously, we got the vent visors off. We got the bug shield off. The only thing still screaming 90s at us is the wheels, but we'll take care of that hopefully soon. But yeah, what a difference. I'm gonna try to find a tailgate, a white one. If I can't, then I may have my painter just shoot that one white. But the tail lights, guys, the whole thing looks completely different in such a short amount of time. You know, I've been out here for, well, probably 2 hours. You know, the hardest part was getting like the pinstripe off, trying to use the clay bar over that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like I said, we're not planning on blowing this thing apart, doing anything crazy. I was also able to clean up a lot of the Chief sticker off the side. Still a big blob of paint gone, but hey, the rockers look good, right? If you guys enjoy this new truck, which will be a daily driver, you will see a few videos on it, that's for sure, because like I said, we're gonna do wheels, probably do some HID headlights, like I said, because Kohen's gonna be driving it at night. We may eventually drop it, I don't know, we'll just kind of see where that goes. But if you did enjoy it, like always, please smash that thumbs up button. Guys, if you are not subscribed, go down there, hit the subscribe button. Of course, like always, ring that bell notification that notifies you every single time we drop a new video, and stay tuned to see what we work on next.